Yeah, so I'm bringing you guys this video to discuss something that went down this month, and that's Super Fantastic. I know it's technically super drastic, but I'm doing Super Fantastic. And I just want to go out of my way to say that both movies were awesome. The event wasn't quite like Barbenheimer or Moglicked, but it's still pretty damn awesome. It's nice to see that we got two great superhero films, one starting a new universe and one just there in an already established one. And it's just good to see that the people who genuinely like comic book movies understand why we like these movies, and the people who just want to narc and be assholes and grift and do all other stuff are not getting it. And it is just nice to see that we have Superman back in theaters being a big success, causing so many people to go back to HBO Max. Apparently, HBO Max subscriptions are up since Superman came out, and people are looking at more Superman content than ever before. And it just makes me happy to see that James Gunn has found a way to get people to want to invest in Superman again, because that is something I think that's been a missing art since Man of Steel and maybe even before Man of Steel, right? We're finally in this era where it seems like, characters like Superman, Captain America, and Cyclops are cool, because those characters were always cool. But there's that era where they weren't, because they were the corny Boy Scout. But they're cool. It's also good to see that Fantastic Four, Marvel's first family, who deserves all the love in the world, finally got the love and appropriate adaptation it deserves. Like I said, few things that I don't particularly enjoy about the film, but I still really like the tone, and I really like some of the comic accuracy. I love the tribute to Jack Kirby at the end, the World 828 being his birthday. I thought that was just very bittersweet and very nice for them to do that. Max Shackman, thank you. You are a genius, and I can't wait to see another project from you. Hopefully, you just do the sequel sooner than later. And it's just great to see that this event has made comic book fans be comic book fans. Yes, we had some missteps along the way. DCEU is coming to an end. A lot of MCU projects were a lot of people's favorite projects within the last couple of years, but there have been some great standouts on one end, and an unfortunate amount of like overshadowing on the other end. But now it seems like the playing field's kind of even, and we saw that like both Superman and Fantastic Four open to great money, and they're both still making pretty good money. It would be nice to see what Fantastic Four looks like after this weekend. It's going to be really nice to see what Superman looks like after this weekend. Projections for Superman are to end its run on 640, maybe 700. I'm projecting that might be the case for Fantastic Four. Might end a little bit higher than Superman just because Fantastic Four has MCU recognition, which can go one or the other ways. But the event was fun. I went to both movie theaters. Everyone was having a good time. Some audience cheers, people just genuinely walking out of Superman happy and full of life. People walking out of Fantastic Four just like, man, that was cool. That's what was probably the most important part about Super Fantastic, was us getting that revitalized feeling of comic book movies again. Now, this isn't to take away from the fact that Thunderbolts wasn't also awesome, because it damn sure was, but it didn't have the July effect that the other two had, which was coming out together. So we had Marvel's first family and DC's first hero coming out the same month, two big releases, two anticipated releases. You couldn't have gotten better than that. Now, in my opinion, I think if both studios wanted to capitalize, they could have dropped both of them on the same weekend. But in all honesty, they both wanted an IMAX release, and you can't have both of them in IMAX at the same time, which is why, in my personal opinion, if AMC is going to make any changes like they said they were earlier this year, they should make more IMAX screens in theaters. There should be like 2 or 3 IMAX screens per theater now, because IMAX is literally the future of cinema, in my opinion. And if you disagree with that, well, I'm just looking at money, bro. Like, generic tickets will always probably outsell the others, but IMAX costs more and it inflates their profit more. So why not make more screens for more people to see IMAX to get more IMAX money? Get what I'm saying? It's just kind of like a supply and demand kind of thing. And the supply doesn't really equal out to the demand, because I see more people going to IMAX showings than regular theater showings. That's just my personal experience. Anybody else have a different one? Please let me know. Let me know down below. But I'm excited to see where this goes and how this ends this summer. Like, The second quarter is officially over, right? Like May, June, July is quarter two. I'd say quarter two did a hell of a lot better than quarter one. And there's no really guarantee on how quarter three is going to do, but quarter four might do really well. So that's just a little side note. But it is good to see two superhero films that have some actual legacy behind them, actual significance behind them, coming out the same year, the same month, a few weeks apart. They both got big, successful IMAX showings. They both got really good Dolby showings. They both got really good regular showings. It means people wanted to see these movies. People wanted Superman. Despite all these Snyder bots and all these Snyder bros and all these people who were like James Gunn, super woke Superman, even though it really wasn't. The movies, the movie was awesome. David Coren Sweat and Deja Brosnahan are Superman and Lois. I genuinely believe Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn are Sue and Johnny. I didn't hate Pedro Pascal's Reed. I do think there was someone who was better than him as Reed, and I don't think he should have been the top choice for Reed, but he still did good. And there's other things I can say about the other characters, but it's just more so certain things. And I'm excited to see where Fantastic Four goes. Like, what's the sequel going to be like? Because, yes, I was wrong about how it was going to end. I thought Fantastic Four was going to be a sad ending. I thought Marvel was going to have a pair just like, let's just end this sad, bro, because we got to have them meet the other hero at some point. Now, they played it safe. They played it safe. Superman wasn't quite as safe, but it did have a good upbeat ending. But I will say Fantastic Four felt more safe. You know, like when I came out of both of them, I was like, wow, these were beautiful, colorful, hope filled, stick together, strong storyline films. And that's really all we can ask for now, right? And Marvel's been doing a great job making character groundedness make sense. And they do a really good job of giving us characters now with Thunderbolts and even Brave New World, Guardians 3, and now Fantastic Four, giving us characters that we've been wanting. I don't give a damn if you don't like Sam. He had good character moments in Brave New World and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I just wish we saw more of him in between. But he'll be in Doomsday next year. All the characters we saw from Brave New World to Fantastic Four will be in Doomsday next year. And I think that's going to be a huge, huge event. I think we're all going to be pleased with what we see. Now, I could be wrong, but let's just see where Marvel's going with this. Now, as far as Superman goes, we have Peacemaker in a few weeks, Supergirl next year, Lanterns. It's nice to see that we have some kind of bridge for DC. There's more of a plan. There's more execution. We're not waiting 3 years between one movie and the next movie. We're getting stuff. We're getting projects. We're getting information. We're getting castings. This is what it felt like back in 2008 when we first got Iron Man, right? It didn't make $1 billion and it wasn't a flop, but it did do great enough to build a universe on. Superman is in that same trajectory as Iron Man 1 was back in 2008. It's not going to break $1 billion, but it will make a good amount of money. It's solid. It's written well. It's character driven. James Gunn's a good director. So now we're going to see what happens next in Peacemaker. Then we're going to see Supergirl and Lanterns and whatever else comes out next year. All of these DCU projects are coming together, and James Gunn is clearly showing that he's a good world builder. And screw origin stories, we don't really need them. Something I really like. I like that we're just getting these characters, bam, right here. Because I agree. I don't need to see Krypton explode anymore. I don't need to see Uncle Ben get shot anymore. I don't need to see the Waynes die. Honestly, I don't even think we need to see the Fantastic Four go through their cosmic cloud accident. Like, we know these. I mean, the generic fans don't, but Fantastic Four First Steps did it in a way that I really liked. Like, we got an insight on it, we got a recording of it, but we didn't have to see it, which is great. Also, can I add in both of these movies went more practical than CGI and added the CGI where it was necessary, but went practical where it was more necessary, like set building, suits, um, miniatures. Like, we got a lot of really good classic filmmaking skills here. which I'm hoping they decide to go with going forward. James Gunn seems to be like, this is the move going forward. Great. This seems to be Marvel's step of like, you know what? Let's just go a certain route, save up on the budget, make these look better, make them look cleaner, less CGI, practical suits. Let's just go with this. So, in my opinion, both studios have showed you with these last two movies that they are going a route that seems to capture the eye of the people, and they want to entertain the people. That's what matters. They're being business people, they're being businesses and showing you what they're going for. So, Super Fantastic gave me the most uplifting July I think I've had in a long time in the theaters. It was just a fun nerd being fun at the fun superhero movies with all the other superhero nerds who actually like comic books and just enjoying ourselves. I hope another DC Marvel thing happens like this, but I hope they both drop them on the same day. I'm still waiting for that to happen. So, with all that being said, Super Fantastic was indeed awesome. It was a great time. It was just fun for everyone. And if you didn't like one or the other, if you didn't like either, that's fine. If you loved both like I did, then you had a great time. That's all that matters. So, with that being said, thank you for sticking around this long. Make sure you smash that like button, comment, subscribe for more. I'll see y'all on the next one.